Hello, welcome to the channel. It is the girl with blue eyeshadow, also known as Liz, and for today's video, we are going to go through the best releases / discoveries of this year. And so if that sounds interesting to you, you should keep on watching. So for today's video, I was going to make this into two separate videos, but I think now I'm going to just do, because I was going to do best released and then best discovered, but I'm looking at best discovered and I'm realizing I could probably just add them on to the best release part, so I'll just let you know when I have the best discovered. Housekeeping real fast, lighting's not good as usual. Sorry if the background is chaotic. Wrapping gifts, it's a whole thing. Oh, my eyes right now, they're the lunar. I was gonna include this in best discoveries, but since I've only had this for like a week, I feel like I shouldn't put it in. But Lunar Beauty Eternal Eclipse is on my eyes, along with a combo of like my Soap and Glory foundation with the Pretty Fresh ColourPop one, Kosas concealer, Tarte concealer, Rare Beauty lashes, Pat McGrath blush, Glossier Puff blush, you know the whole deal. Anyway, now that I have that done, now we can begin the video. So for this video, I tried picking stuff out that I thought really like had an impact on me, that I was like, oh, okay. Not saying that like other stuff I didn't mention didn't, but I don't know, just these had like a something was different about it. I'm realizing now, I'm not sure exactly if this was released in 2000. Okay, anyway, we'll just roll with it. So I'm gonna switch it up because usually I start with like complexion first, but I think I'll like start with lips because I never start with lips. And I really only have one product. I'm trying to think if I have another one that was released. I don't think there's anything that was released. And it is going to be this Fenty Heat lip gloss. Hold on, I don't have the other one either. The Fenty Heat lip glosses. So I have the Hot Cherry, and then this is just the Fenty Glow one in the Heat version. And Fenty, this is the one I have on my lips right now. And I really like both of these. I like that this doesn't have shimmer in it. And I like the plumping effect it gives my lips. It does give you a tingle, so if you're someone that's like against that, you're not gonna like these. It's not as bad as like the Extreme Lip Injection by Too Faced, or even like the Ulta Plumping Lip Gloss. It's like, you can feel it, it's not too bad. It kind of gives the plumping effect as the ColourPop lip plumping, those lip plumpers, which are like, give a really nice effect, but they taste terrible. Like that minty taste is like, I can't do it anymore. I tried, and that formula gets kind of weird after a while. I haven't noticed a weird formula thing. This one I have the longest, but I also really have been liking this one. I just love the effect it has on my lips. I'm looking at the mirror right now. I just think it looks very nice, and I think this is a really good formula. The thing I don't like about the Fenty lip glosses, like the normal ones, is I don't like the shimmer, because I feel like after a while you can feel the shimmer and it gets really chunky and gross. So with that, you don't have this problem. So big fan of these. I love the effect, everything. Love it. Okay, next up, what shall we do next? What shall we do next? We will do mascara. So I think this was released this year. This is the Maybelline Sky High mascara. This got viral on TikTok, and I feel like I've been debating doing a video on like best TikTok recommended stuff, and I would say that probably out of all that, this is the #1 thing. This does give me length that I like. I like length. I really don't need too much volume or anything. I can like either use a different mascara to kind of do that if I need to, but I really want my lashes to look long. I like them to be curled. I can curl my lashes. I'm fine with that. So I really like this drugstore formula. The only problem I have with this is I find it really hard to take off at the end of the day, even though it's not waterproof. And other people seem to have that issue as well. The next I can't talk. The next mascara I'm going to mention also kind of has that. It's not as bad as this one, where you have to like kind of get it, you have to like work to remove it. Isn't as terrible, but you know, just so you know, if you're really against it, I can get it to work. Is it sometimes a pain? Yeah, but I still like this mascara, you know. The other mascara that was released this year was the Rare Beauty mascara. I really like this one. Again, it gives me that same effect. I have it on right now, where I feel like it lengthens, it provides volume. It just looks really, really nice. It's not as hard to take off as this one, but it is a little, you might have some difficulties. So just be aware of that. Like, I'm trying to think, this formula by ColourPop, the Leveling Up Lengthening Mascara, is very easy to take off at the end of the night. However, it does flake and get all over the place, I've noticed. Not all over the place, but I will find little flakies. And I don't find that problem with these two. So just be aware of that. A little hard to remove, not terrible, like I can still do it. I just might have to go in with the micellar water. It's fine. But yeah, this was like my all-time favorite mascara. Like, I would repurchase this. I probably would get the mini still, just because it is expensive. Like, it's $20. And I find it a little easier to remove than this one, but it's still a really good formula. Big fan. Dry formula, both of those are. Just an FYI. Next up, what should we do now? Should we do eyeshadow or should we do one complexion? Let's do one complexion, and that is the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. This is a very nice foundation. I really like it. Light coverage, I would say. It kind of reminds me, again, I've said this before, what the Rare Beauty foundation like advertised itself of. I think this is it. The Rare Beauty one I find is a little more medium coverage. It can be kind of cakey. It can be kind of dry. When it tries to sell itself as very serum-y, I feel like this is a lot more serum-y, very light coverage, but like you could probably build it up to maybe be medium. I just like how this looks. I've heard a lot of other people also like how this looks. I have the shade LG6. I think I could get this shade above it if I'm right, but I could be wrong on that. But this is very nice. I really like it. Love the packaging. Love how it looks. Yes, so if you can, and it's fairly affordable for Sephora standards, so that's also another plus. Now, let us do eyeshadows. Okay, so best releases. I also, for this like releases thing, I picked up things that I picked up this year, you know? So like there's probably plenty of great releases, but this is stuff that I picked up and bought, you know what I'm saying? So we'll start with ColourPop, because I think ColourPop had a few releases that I was like, oh, hey ColourPop, and I'm going to talk about the Powerpuff Girls one. This is the Powerpuff Girls collab. I don't know if this has the, I think it's just called that, yeah. And I really think this is a really nice palette. I love the color story. The color story really got me when I saw it, and I'm just like kind of happy I picked it up. You get these really bright colors. It's kind of rainbowy, but you can do something maybe more softer or neutral, or maybe just like a pop of color. And it does have two pressed glitters, this one and then this blue. I find for these pressed glitters at least, they're not a terrible formula. They're not like overly chunky. I don't like that in a pressed glitter. And again, I don't love that there's pressed glitters in, but I can make these work, and I like that about them. And I feel like it's really good quality. Last year, I think I almost thought about quitting buying anything from ColourPop because I just thought quality-wise they could be really, really miss. There are a couple like hits in there, and I feel like that's kind of what you have to do. You have to wait it out a little bit. Another one I was going to talk about by ColourPop is this It's a Mood palette. I think this is also really good. I don't like the pressed glitters in this one. As you can see, I covered one up because it kept getting everywhere. But I feel like if you just ignore those three, it's a great palette. I really like it. I really like that you have this more colorful side, a more neutral side on this side. It's just like a fun palette to play with, to look at. I don't know. I'm just always very inspired to play with this, and I can always kind of think of something to do with this. And kind of like this palette, I think these two are kind of on the same formula-wise, on the same level. I will say the pressed glitters, again, are better in this one than this one. But yeah, really nice. The other ColourPop one, I wanted to give a shout out because I'm kind of like, I don't know how I feel about these. I love these. I really do, actually. So, especially, I'm going to talk about the one I love the most. This Capricorn palette. What is this? Head Capricorn and In Charge. I really like this cool tone quad that you have. And I really do I mean, I don't know. This is the Bear to Dare quad, and as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, it is like breaking apart at the bottom, and I've already repressed them. And if you know the store, there's a whole drama with this repressing. I think the creaminess of these palettes make it too soft, so I think they fall out a little easier. I don't know if I want to repress this again because I've already done it, and I don't even know formula-wise if it performs yet. I haven't tested it yet. I've been meaning to, but I don't know. You don't want to like risk it, you know? But I do use that cream shade a lot, and when I can, I use this one, or sometimes I interchange with these two if I want something more cooler toned, you know? This is just like, I love the concept of this. I love that it's a quad that you could travel with. It's cool tone. I feel like for a lot of cool tone stuff, you can't find anything that affordable. Like, you have to go with like Makeup Forever and you have to pay a bunch of money, and this is just like a nice, this is like $9. A little pricey, but if you can get it on sale, this is like, the quality of this is really actually good. Here, let me swatch the other one so I can like not seem like a liar. Like, here's the swatch. Like, that is, the mattes are just so nice on this palette. The shimmers I think are really good too. I also have the Aquarius one, which color story wise I don't love as much because it's just like a little more warm toned and whatever, but it's still good quality. Like, I've used it before when I've needed to, like throwing this in my bag. My one issue is I feel like because it's in the plastic packaging, and I've heard this from other people, that it falls out. That's the one issue, and then when it crumbles, it's hard to even put it back together. If anyone can tell me why that is, how to fix it, la-di-di-la-di-da, please let me know, because I do want these to work. I do think the formula is good, but I feel like there might be a packaging issue. That's just me. That's my one gripe with them that I want to like give a heads up to, you know? Next release. Which one do we do? Let's do, okay, this is kind of like the fake one, because this technically was released last year, but I ordered it last year and I didn't get it till this year, and this is the It's Freaking Bath palette with Butte Bean and Shroud Cosmetics. While this did take forever, while I was irritated that it took forever, it's a good palette. I really like it. I know some people don't love the shimmers. I really like the shimmers. I like the color story. I think it's fun. My one issue was like it came kind of late, and I feel like we missed out on having like these great, like fun October Halloween-y looks with this palette last year. And it's like, yeah, you can use it whenever, but like I feel like we missed its hype. Like, it came in spring and you're like, well, what am I gonna do with it now? And it's not like it's not like you can only use this in Halloween. Like, obviously, like you can use it whenever. And I don't know, I think it was just the timing that just annoyed me. But quality wise, these are really good mattes. Mattes especially, I think, are like the standout in this. Really easy to blend. Love the color story. Really good palette. Another release I wanted to give a a shout out to is the Temptalia and Sydney Grace collab. Did I say Sydney Grace for the other one? I meant Shroud Cosmetics. I don't remember what I said. Anyway, this is the Sydney Grace and Temptalia collection. This is in Radiant Reflection, the light version. I think this is really pretty. All of the shadows and shimmers perform great. I think my one issue with this is, now that I'm looking at it, I maybe should have picked up a different palette. Just because I'm not always the most inspired by this palette. I really do like it though. I think the shimmers, again, are great. The quality of this palette is great. I think Temptalia with the whole trio did a really good job, and I'm like, maybe I should buy the other two. I debated buying the other one I was thinking about. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Is it Quintessence? I think so. It's the one with less greens in it. It has like these minty greens in it, and I'm like, oh, those look kind of interesting with like a purpley bluish color. But this is very nice. I don't want to like ignore it. I feel like I have to give her props because she still is like great formula. Like, these are ridiculous when you swatch them. Like, this is a purple. Look how great that swatch is. Like, that is so beautiful. It performs great on the eye. Just a big fan. I wanted to give Temptalia her props. I'm also a big fan of this other like phosphate. Like, that is pretty. Ooh, I love it. It's like a taupey color, but with like a pink undertone kind of to it. So nice, so nice, so nice. So yes, this is Radiant Reflection. Big fan of this. My last release, and I feel like There was something about this that while I don't use this palette every single day, I still really like it, and I remember the launch, and I bought like some of the extra stuff that you could get with this launch, and it won't be that surprising if you've watched this channel a lot. It is the Club Nebula palette in collaboration with Angelica Nyquist. I believe that's how you say her name. This is what the palette looks like, and just like quality wise, this palette is like unreal. These like topper shades that like I'm not the like topper shades as in like I'm not a huge fan, not quality wise, but just like look at that. Just I don't use toppers all that often, but these are so, whenever I'm like, oh, I should use it, just so beautiful. These mattes are also super nice. Especially those dark ones. Look at that, beautiful. And I just really like the palette. I love the whole like club aspect of it, like gamble, like the cards. I got the cards that came with this, and I think it came in this like the shipper thing that I use. I don't know, and I feel like this really put like kaleidos on the map for me. I had heard about them before, but I've always been like about it. But when Angie collabed with them, I was like, oh, I have to get this palette. And while I don't use this palette like all the time, I'm still like, ooh, this is arguably very beautiful. Like, no doubt, love it. She's that girl. So sad you can't get it. I'm so sorry I had to mention it. Okay, so next up we have Discovery. So these were not released, I don't believe, this year, but I believe I discovered them this year. The first one, we're gonna mix it up because I always start with like either foundation or with eyes. So we're gonna start with concealer. That's a little different. This Kosas concealer, the Concealer Revealer. Yes, the Super Creamy Brightening Concealer. I have both shades 3 and 1. And this is such a good concealer. This concealer is so good. I'm trying to remember when I bought this. I'm pretty sure I got it this year. Am I crazy for thinking that? Maybe I didn't. Either way, this is a great concealer. It's like my favorite concealer of all time. I could probably do without the Tarte one. I don't really like my e.l.f. one anymore. If I had to pick one, it would be probably this one. And then I'm also going to mention its friend, the Nars Potted Concealer. I just haven't been able to find a potted concealer like this. There aren't a lot, I feel like, potted concealers on the market. For example, I have the, like, I guess dupe of it, the Revolution Beauty one. I don't think it performs as well as this one. This just performs great. Under eyes, spot concealing. I also have the Glossier one, and I just feel like this one performs better. She's that girl, and I feel like if I had to pick one, I would pick this one, but this is like, I love both of these. These are good. This is like a combo we love. Next up, I'm pretty sure this was released last year, so it's like a discovery. The Pretty Fresh ColourPop Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. This is the shade 6W. I think I thought I got the 7. I can't remember. But this is also really nice. I feel like this gives me a very nice light coverage, and for a drugstore, that's something I'm looking for. Very skin-like. I have like a combo of this and another one on my face right now. And while the formula of this can be kind of weird because you kind of have to shake it, and I've heard some people having some issues formula-wise. It can be a little like lotiony. That's what people have described it as, like if you don't combine it all together. But I think this is a good formula, and if you can get it on sale like I did at Ulta, I would get it through Ulta so you can return it just in case you get the wrong shade. That's my little tidbit for this. But this is a nice, good drugstore formula. It's, I think, the only drugstore tinted moisturizer I have in my collection. I think it is, yes. Next up, we have MAC Face and Body Radiant Sheer Foundation. What is this in? C2? I think C2. I'm trying to remember. This has been released like years ago. I think they reformulated this year. I could be totally wrong on that. This is really good. This is like my all-time, probably my favorite right now in my collection for foundations. That and my Kosas, they're like tied. This looks so good on my skin. I feel like it doesn't, like right now, I always get a little issue where things get stuck right here, so I just kind of blend it out. With this, I don't have that problem. I don't even need to like worry about the creasing that happen here. creasing what I'm trying to think of. I think, yeah, creasing. She's so nice. It's nice sheer. Some people think it's too glowy. I think it's fine. I'm just like a huge fan of this. I understand why people hype this up. Like she is that girl. She is cute. I love her. I'm so glad I picked her up. I think I picked her up on sale for like $30. I would pay the full $35 for this. This is worth it, in my opinion. That's just me though. Some people like the older formula. I think this is great too. And I think this is the newer one too. The Radiant Sheer Foundation. I'm pretty sure this is the newer version, but Studio Radiance, if that helps you at all. So good. I love her. Okay, next up for next discovery. I feel like I don't play with this enough, but I do really think it is like one of the best discoveries I've found this year, because these mattes are just unreal when I think about it. Because these are like very pastel-y mattes, but they perform really, really well. Usually when I have mattes that are like this kind of pastel blue or kind of purpley periwinkle or something even like this, you have to like build and build and build and build and build. And with this palette, like you have to like blend it, you know, like obviously. But it's not as difficult as I find with more higher end ones I have in my collection. So I want to give her a shout out because she is that girl. She is the moment. She is, I understand the hype now. A look I did the other day, which was so good, like this gray in the crease and then this kind of blended with that gray all over the lid. So cute, so cute. I loved it. And the shimmers in there perform really well as well. I'm not gonna knock the shimmers, but the mattes are what I was like, I should include this one. Because I also have this Do Not Disturb one, and I like the formula of this. It's okay, it's nice, you know, the color story is kind of cool. But I'm more impressed with this one. That's just me personally though. Just wanted to let you know on that one. I think it was this year that I first got a Mothership by Pat Mcgrath. So I have Midnight Sun, which is this one, and I discovered this one, Subliminal. And I'm trying to think which one I prefer more. I know she's a little neutrally, but that blue, that kind of transformer blue, this pinky one is so nice. The cool tones, I really am glad I found both Subliminal and Midnight Sun this year. I think I had the quads last year, but I'm glad I discovered these for myself. These are very pretty. I loved using them. They are those girls. I love them. Last but not least, probably the queen of the show, Adept Cosmetics Ninhydrin. This was like my first time ever looking for like multi-chrome, stuff like duochromes and an indie formula before. I've always been like, I don't really need it. But something about this color story and how it was swatched and how the whole vibe of it, I don't know, I was like, ooh, I need to pick this up. Here, let me do a swatch for you. Like, this is beautiful. I'm trying to see if I can find like a duochrome. Which one's the duochrome in here? Is it this one? Like, I don't know if you can tell. There's like this looks like yellow, but then it's like a green. It is so pretty. Oh, okay. I don't know if you can see that one. Can you see this one? Oh, I feel like the lighting's so terrible, but it's so pretty. And I get the price tag. I understand it. Do I wish there was like maybe some darker mattes? Sure. Do I wish AC123 would not get hard pan? Yes, but I can kind of go around it. AC123 is the only one where I'm like, what's going on over here? You kind of have to really build her up, I've noticed. But yes, those two, beautiful. So she is like the #1 discovery. I'm pretty sure she was released last year. I could be wrong on that, but I picked her up this year. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. So those are the best releases / discoveries of this year for 2021. Let me know which your favorites were. Did you agree with any of mine? Did you disagree with any of mine? Please let me know. I'm going to be doing disagrees soon. So keep your eye out for that. So again, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, it's Vlogmas. I'm gonna try to post every day in December. We might be changing that till the 25th. We might be. I don't know. It depends. I'm running out of material. I'm getting tired, guys. It's a long haul. But again, thank you so much for watching. Bye!